we are going to be playing Vrising. I've been playing this for a little while. I have the Castlevania add-ons in here, so it is kind of interesting to see how it goes. And yes, I do play the relax, because I'm still getting, used to the overall, everything, global chat, all this different stuff that we have to adjust for things. Though I know I'll never need that large of a clan size, I'm going to do it anyway, because I found some of these, if I don't set them this way, it will be absolute heck, because it will not give me anything that I need. Everything will be so slow, it'll take forever to do anything. So I am just going to currently, or even on one occasion, I think I had it crash for 20-30 seconds, and I was like, that's not gonna work. Multiplier is going up. It's going up a small bit. That's going up. Yields. Multiplier. Ability loss is going down. Multipliers up. Resource shields up. So I've noticed a lot of problems with that. Power. Spell power that we do. Those are fine. Well, actually, this should go down. Never allow that. That's that. Those are fine. I want to drop that down because it's a pain in the rear to get some items that we got when we start. Decay rate. I do not like decay rate at all. This strain is fine. Is per player or clan. I've never really played with that one too much, but I always put the maximum castle locations on. Relocation cooldown is fine. Height limit should be the max. We can deal with that. We want to put the maximum we can for each of these because that'll limit us otherwise. Be trouble. These, because once we're up to that, all we know is it's going to be a pain to get anything. Those are, actually we want to drop that down to 2, because we only need 1 or 2 of those. We only need 1 or 2 of each of those. Prison cells, I've never really used them just yet. We need that up to max. We don't need more than 2. Throne of Darkness. Well, I'll do 2 per castle, I guess. Number of area sections, I don't know. I've never used the arena or nothing yet. Can't really use them without multiple people. Materials are cost to buy or build. It's just telling me how much it costs on things. Crafting cost, we'll do minimum, just so you can all see and get a feel for the same things I've been dealing with since starting this game, and it's kind of unique. And I thought I was going to try to use my already made game, and I was like, well, that doesn't seem right. I'm going to do a review. I might as well just do it all from scratch. Some of those are better instant, like that. Refinement costs. Cost of refining an item, we'll do a small refinement rate, goes up. Certain conversion rate can go up. Starting equipment, starting resources. It's just so much easier if I do it this way, because it does take forever forever to get to the stuff we need, and most of the stuff we need is at the end tier of it. But yeah, because in the beginning you will get absolutely nowhere if that is not up to max. Actually, yeah, no, I'll just leave it that way. Make sure that's all the way, and it didn't change it back or anything. Looks good. Yes, okay, good. So I'm just going to put this as stream world, so I do tend to use it as a private game more than anything usually, just for the sake of it. Just because I don't want someone random hopping in, beating the crap out of me before I even do anything. So, and 9 out of 10 times I've seen that's how people handle such. But I will let all of the cinematics play for as long as I can get away with it. I will try to talk through it as much as possible. This is supposedly like a post-apocalyptic world where vampires used to rule, humans tried to overthrow them, and we're like the last surviving vampire creature brought back to life, what have you. And I'm just trying to make sure that I've covered everything so that I can just sit here and let it go without having to worry about anything. So typically this is just the opening cutscene, and like I said, I can't skip it. I've tried to several times over in most of my runs, and every time I have to just sit here and let it play out and just kind of wait it out and everything. And so far it's been, you just have to hurry up, watch it, let it go through, then you make your character, and then you get to start your game. And every time I've tried to skip this like 100 times over, and so all I have to do is just kind of let it play through.
Until now, our hunt begins again.
We're just kind of waiting for it to get through this opening cutscene, because no, closing that's not gonna do much good, because it doesn't skip the cutscene, it just makes it that much longer. And since I did last time a female character, I will do this time a female character just the same way. Just for the sake of it. Because, like I've said in some games, I've noticed that the female character tends to run the game a lot better than the male character for whatever reason. Never really seen a game where that's not been the case too awful much, so I mean, other than that, it's just practically sure, well, no, we definitely want to edit that so we can make it, that's better, much better. That's at least close enough to what I need it to be.
I have risen again.
Yes, because of our starting gear and everything, it gives us, because we start off at max level just for the sake of saving us time and effort. And we can just skip all of the long time it would take us to get all this, so.
My form is fluid.
Interesting. I'm curious. Oh. That's interesting. Yeah, forms only last so long. You start to attack with the one that's not meant to attack for whatever reason, it just negates it. But yeah. And for, alright, we have to follow the map. Yeah, we're supposed to start all this and just kind of go through one enemy at a time, slowly kill all of them, and just keep going from there. And pretty much as we go along, each one will be easier and easier to dispatch. And everything else is pretty much, you know, it's one thing at a time. In my other game, I've already practically done this from scratch, level 0 and up. He's a pain in the ass to beat, pardon my language. There's a couple here that I haven't seen yet in the other one. Oh, that's gonna be a fun fight. Kinda knew that was gonna be one of them. Instead of force of habit. Oh yes, and because we started this at max level just to save us time, it gives us options of all the types of magic. Some of my favorites are frost magic. For example, you will see me oftentimes use, which one was it? Don't think it was ice block, but it might have been. There's a special magic that I tend to use on for different things. One of which is almost always the ice block, whatever. There's a specific one that I use though. Cold soul. Enhance conductivity. So I like to use which ones? I've never used any of those. I like this one. I don't mind the one that's on our other side, but I tend to use the other stuff. There's a reason I do that. And this is just to show off some of what we can do with our abilities. So we killed the skeleton and took him over for a little while to use for our own benefit. That comes in handy far more than I'd like to admit. This is mainly just to get some extra resources. more people or more enemies we have for that, the worse it gets. Because the more we can kill with it, the more soldiers we get to use for a temporary time. And yes, when we're in a cluster of enemies, that's really useful. Now we have to choose 2 spots to get into from. I can choose west or I can choose east. East will lead us to a slightly more, what you want to call it, area. More castleized areas, place to start building stuff. Whilst this side is the weaker bandit area. I tend to hop over here and work my way all the way like up here for a castle. But that's just because it's so much easier for me. I can put a pin in a spot like I like the looks of this one. No, I have to choose first. Okay. Now I can use a spot like this or like this, but I like the dual elevations, so if I can, I want to get that spot mainly. Why I want to get there is because, I mean, I could go anywhere that's not already occupied by something. But the reason I want there is because that's like the only areas of the map, like right up in there, that the sun, even during the day, won't hit the character. And you will see that, what I mean by that later. And each one of these gives us an opportunity to teleport faster later on. The only item we don't get readily is stuff like these hides, and we need a lot of them to start really getting in later on. Yeah, it's just telling us a few things at a time. And because we are starting off with a max level character on purpose, our best bet is just to grab as many resources along the way. Save ourselves the time later. And I'm trying to grab mainly just the resources that I know I'm going to need a crap ton of to start. Wood, one of those options. Stone, on the other hand, isn't so optional. Copper and silver, any gemstones we can get, we want to try to grab. And you can tell the difference between each of them, which is kind of nice. For example, over here is a crap ton of stone. Now, there are some strange things that I will have to tell you about this. Every time I've ever started, I've been trying to explore every little bit more as I can. And I find trying to keep myself closer to the enemies that'll try to like straight up attack us without reason works out in our favor. Far more than if we were on the other side of things. Because yes, technically as I'm looking at it, there are 2 types of... The way the map's split is extremely weird. And you will see what I mean as I get moving along through things. I'm not just going to spend all the time we got trying to get as much stone as possible. I'm just going to try to get moving a little more. Because it looks like it's about to be day here in a few. I want to try to get as far across that map as I can. As you saw, multiple skeletons rising from the multiple enemies we've felled. Just a single shot. The only problem is being so strong in such a weak little area. It's kind of problematic. It means we have to take more time to find a stronger enemy in order to heal or resupply ourselves with power. Which is why I'm trying to go across the map to the area where I know there's going to be stronger stuff. While it's taking some time to get some resources, which is more plentiful here. It'll make sense later on. It may not make sense to you now, but you'll understand later. Almost certainly. When you see what I'm going at. What I have to do to make certain materials. Some starting materials, because like right here I could place a castle heart and build it from scratch. It wouldn't make a difference though. And like right over here we could also do the same thing. This is what a normal one of those areas will look like right here, but because those multiple elevations are really hard to work with, I try to get only like one or two. So I don't even have to really think about it. I like bigger areas to work with. I like less elevations, like the little stairwells in between. Because yes, as you see, this is what I mean by that. There's like so small of an area to work with right there that it would be worth even the time to continue ascending it. Let's see if I can't hit this all in one fell swoop. I most certainly did. Ooh. And they only last such a short time, too. Surviving a little longer, which is why we're getting into the better stuff now.
There is no space in my inventory.
Oh, now I definitely have to clear this area.
I must move more if I want to carry that.
Yeah, as you see, my inventory is already full of stuff, so I just have to drop that.
My bags are filled.
What do I not need? Don't need those.
There is no space in my inventory. My bags are filled.
So I want to leave pointless stuff behind. Like, I can get more of that later. I can get more of what else later? I always get more of those later anyway, so I want to take what I can't get. Because there's a lot of things that I can get later, like silk's one of those less desirable ones. These crude gemstones they can keep, pollen. Because anything I can't get a lot of quickly, I want to try to keep a hold of. And anything I can't use, I want to get rid of. Grave dust I can't use right now. I can use that. I probably will need that later, but not necessarily at the cost of anything else. I think that's the only one, but I think it's just the whole thing. Yeah, it's just that whole thing.
I must make room if I want to carry that. There is no space in my inventory.
Is worth dropping. I can drop them. They're not worth the effort.
I must make room if I want to carry that.
Yeah, that looks good.
There is no space in my inventory.
What else? Yeah, I'll drop those because they're not useful to me.
My bags are filled.
Those are some very odd resources to get right out the gate. So, as you can see, that little sun ray is getting to us each time.
My bags are filled. There is no space in my inventory.
To start. Yes, I am trying to avoid as much of it as I can for that. Oh, so we went the wrong way a little bit. It's about to be night, which is a bad thing. No, we keep going. Alright, you've seen that. It makes things a hell of a lot easier than having to explain it more than once. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it'll be easier for you to notice later on what I mean. Because the place we're heading to is practically right in that one area where sunlight won't affect us nearly as much. But there's a hell of a lot in the way.
My bags are filled.
I see. So, what can I throw? Well, I didn't come here for extra materials of the cheaper stuff, so I mean, let's Since I want to keep as many things as possible, I have to try to make use of what I don't need, so...
There is no space in my inventory.
It's a quartz crystal. Taking a few more hits to kill these things, which is a good sign. We're still getting up there. We only really want to heavy our resources when we get up there, where we're
I
gonna
must make
be.
room if I want to carry that.
This way forward. Yeah, I don't get that. There's a lot of strange looking people just wearing a cloak. It doesn't make any sense. Yes. Now we're getting closer to it. It's practically like a complete split, 50-50 on each side. The good are on, or the humans are on one side, the evil things supposedly are on the other. As you can see, we're standing right next to a garlic farm.
My bags are filled.
Yes, I do intend to try to get to the spot that I've been trying to get to this whole time. Start building a massive castle to deal with. That is the intention. But if we could find a horse, it would speed up our trip. Because as fast as we are moving, it's just not fast enough to stave off the troubles. I want to try to hurry up out of this area before the next day starts. Because we're not quite to the spot I wanted to try to get to. And it starts to get a little patchy with trees and cloud coverage along the way. So if I can, I want to try to put as much ground between me and there as possible. Come on. Let me get there. I'm almost there now. I think we just crossed the right threshold that I needed. That's gonna tell me where we're at first. Because I think I still have to pass through the Harpy Fields, which is where I didn't want to be. No, I'm getting there. This is looking good, promising.
There is no space in my inventory.
This is kind of looking a little more promising. And the thing about it looking promising is the fact that I always get brought on.
I must
These tech
make room
scraps
if
are
I want
hard
to
to
carry
find.
My bags are
I
filled.
can always come back and get more later. Especially if I choose to build a spot here too. Because if I wanted to, I could take over that spot and be set for a while too. But I really want to try to get up there somewhere closer to my first major objective. I don't like this area for the fact of the lightning in here. It tends to attack us a lot because of a bunch of mad scientists. As you can kind of tell, this area is full of electric technicians and machine builders and mutated creatures. And lightning tends to attack us in different numbers the longer we stay in the area. However, this isn't a half-bad spot to be in, because the day really doesn't affect us here much. But what does, on the other hand, is those random lightning attacks. They tend to follow us. Mainly because of stuff like this.
There is no space in my inventory.
So, this is an area that lightning is not likely to hit us in as much. There's an area I truly want to go toward. I think I either might have passed it or I'd be near it. So I am going to attempt to go this way and find out. And the longer we sit out here, the more likely it is to try and target us. And it doesn't just reanimate anything, it reanimates what we what skeletons come from the bones we use. So, oh yeah, I did forget about this spot. I'll have to come back and investigate this later further. I have got no time to sit here. Especially trying to find a spot to build our first castle of our new run. So we want to just try to keep moving as much as we can. Because once we're out of range, those electric strikes won't hit us nearly as frequently. The further we get away from there. There's only 2 spots in that entire area we want to watch out for, and the laboratory is one of them. The other one is ahead of us somewhere. No, it's like behind and to the west of us. I'm just trying to remember it from the previous run-throughs where the hell it might be. It's a little encampment of all sorts of different things. Mostly electric, those taser like tower things. They keep trying to attack us. I'm looking for, like, it's called the Cursed Swamp, but I'm just trying to remember where the heck it was versus where we are. It's kind of making it difficult to find because of the situation. It's a land full of ghosts, so the ghosts will attack us as well. It's less likely to do us so much too much damage on us kind of deal. And we're less likely to have any real issues with it. Another achievement. I didn't even know there was such an achievement out there. Looks like I found the right path that I've been looking for. Because the reason we want an area like this, so we do not have to worry about not only the lightning strikes, but also so we have a spot that most people will not go to. This is good enough to start on.
I must gather blood to feed my castle heart.
It's always easy just to maximize that. This should be an area we don't have to worry about the sunlight too much. What the? It should have been perfectly fine. We should have been in... You know what? I think it's actually like over here more, because... Yeah, the cursed forest is what I was trying to aim for.
My bags are filled.
Damn it. Well, I could always keep this one and relocate again and try to work my way over there. Because in truth, I truly do not want something like this, but I want something like this area in the cursed forest somewhere. Mainly just because the cursed forest would do us much better. And you'll see why once we get there. It's a lot like the one science location that we just left, where even during the day, the sun doesn't seem to rise there. So, I am trying to do is just avoid the light, because it'll slowly kill us as we go along. And I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible.
My bags are filled.
And there'll be a trick that I do when I get there, because I will probably come back and build a castle where I was trying to a minute ago. But, like I said, I want a specific spot. To start with. I was hoping the spot we were at was that area, but it wasn't. So there's only like 4 places in the entire map the sun doesn't shine on us during the night or the day. A cursed forest is one of them. The place where Dracula's castle is another one. the laboratory area there that we came through. See it? We crossed that threshold, and even though we're now in the open sunlight, it won't touch us. And it gets more and more likely not to do that as we go further in.
I must make room if I want to carry that. There is no space in my inventory.
I've seen a glowing tree before. Kind of interesting. As you can kind of see now why the Cursed Forest is doing us some favors. It's no longer day, A, and B, it can't see us. Daylight can't see us even if it was day.
I must make room if I want to carry that. My castle requires more blood.
There we go. I mean, it kind of was a good thing we built another spot already.
My bags are filled.
Yes, I have to clear this entire area out in order to build that. I like the difficulty spike of trying to build it in this area. In most cases, you can see your border. In this situation, we can't see anything. So it throws us extra curveballs. The reason I haven't been streaming though is I've been trying to do a lot of things in my everyday. I've had a lot of troubles with my work because they want to keep trying to chase me around with a lot of things. But that's what government does. Even the postal service. There was a saying around the office where I was working at was, because I'm trying to move to a different location, but the saying was if it's, you know, sounds proper and smart, the post office ain't doing it. It makes sense, the post office doesn't make sense, so people won't do it. If it makes sense, the post office won't do it. Alright, now, also it allows us to build all the different types of flooring. So, what I plan to do with this one this time, though, is to build
This will not
the
work.
treasury around the castle heart. Instead of how I usually do it, which is build a basic building around the castle heart. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because normally I have to quick build a safety shelter to avoid sunlight. This time, I don't have to do that. I get to just set up straight up build in the middle of the forest. I see why this vampire that used to be here certainly didn't survive long enough. Out of all the stone structures they built on this thing, there's a lot of doors. As you can see, our territory is perhaps one of the most limited, though. Wherever this blue line goes is our territory. All of this area we're in is our territory that we've taken control of.
My bags are filled.
Now then, so once we continue to build our treasury room, we will then continue to build the rest of our castle after.
I cannot build here.
Once the treasury is
I
built,
cannot build here.
6, 7, 8.
This will not work.
Of course, it'd be the one tile we didn't clear anything off of. build the walls just to avoid any unnecessary struggles. So once the walls are built, all I have to do build a door on most of it. I tend to build this place out in sections in most of the runs I've played so far, and I've only played it twice before this. I was like, I started to get a good grip on things, so why not just do this, you know? And also, furthermore, the best way to go about things in the beginning is to build the treasury first, I've learned. Because in building the treasury, I don't have to do a whole heck of a lot. Once the treasury is fully built. And yes, I'm specifically trying to avoid spots with all our extra stuff on there. Because yes, we will still collect all of that. Now that we have a spot to put some stuff. Technically, I would be building all of my tools and things first, but because we need all the space we can get our hands on to collect as many resources, and we want to collect them rather quickly because slowly they will start to disappear after a little while. And we don't want to miss out on any opportunities of materials that we can get our hands on. Once we build over the spots where the stuff was, it doesn't come back. So we want to try to collect everything that we can, for as much as we can get. Why I really didn't want to go heavy on the resource collecting on the way too, because I've seen in my other run-throughs, the moment you start going heavy on the collection and you have no space, it's basically you're missing out on all of those materials, because once you leave the specific area where that material is, it's practically gone. You don't get a second chance to pick it up either. I always tend to build the outside of the room in and work my way inside. I tend to only need like 4 of these, of each of these things. I have not needed more than that in any of my run-throughs. At least not yet, anyway. And I don't intend to start needing more than that. There's only a few I will max out, and that's because it's a specific type of thing. And you will see what that is. This is shortly. Two, three. Oh, I have to find another another spot for that fourth one. 4. Now that we're finished with that, don't have to give a lot of room. 1, 2, just enough to really kind of like move around. And yes, we will need as many of these as we can get our hands on. 2. Do it this way, just to save up a little more space. 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Coin storage. Actually, yeah, we want to face them inward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically, I might want to grab more of those, but we'll worry about that later. So we're going to do this one like this, and the rest of these over here will be like this. 2, 3. These are the only storage we really want to have in mass, pretty much. These are the ones we know we're going to need a lot of them. Because we can throw anything in these. 3, 4. And these are, I think, if I made sure to read them correctly, that they are unique to each player. And they cannot be looted. Oh, it says it right there in the corner. 4. Knowing how I handle the game, it most certainly would be important to have as many of these as we can get. That is all those that we can get. These will be different, so I ain't too worried about these, because I gotta make sure I can at least, yep, I can still reach the castle heart. It's time to upgrade and refuel. So yes, there's those. That's a strange thing, it's never hit me in this area. Ever. I've never had to worry about being hit by that here in the forest before. Don't ever remember seeing an update changing that. Oh well. 3, 6, 7, 8.
This will not work.
So, that's an interesting development. I've never had that happen before now. I guess that's why they call it the Cursed Swamp, because it changes every 5 minutes. our territory? It appears to be our territory. No, this is outside our territory. That's where our territory comes to a conclusion. Alright, can I rebuild the stairs at least on that spot though? You'd think it would be leading up to our spot. Alright, it has to be a specific set of stairs. Weird. Okay then. This is gonna be our production floor. Or for most of it anyway. This would take forever without these tools, by the way. The tools we have to use, it would take forever to do any of this. When I started the first time, I started from scratch, and I was like, how long will it take me to get regular castle walls? And it took me like 3 actual real-life days of playing the game to get there. I was like, that just would be too long on stream to do. Way too long. Now, should grab up all our missing materials if there is any. That tree was just outside of our area. I shouldn't need all this area for foraging, but we'll see. Anyway, workshop I actually want to build more of, because there's more
This will not work.
I could use in certain things than others. Revamp a little
I
bit
cannot
this.
build here.
I think that's really the only amount of space for foraging I might need, but if changes from that later, which it tends to on occasion. It couldn't hurt none. Just to kind of prepare for it now.
I cannot build here.
That was not where that was supposed to go.
This will not work.
Now, my thought that I just had come to mind is each time I finish one of those rooms, I should be putting some of the materials and machines in so that I can process some stuff down. So it'd be helpful and speed up things a little bit more, but then I'm like, at the same time, I'm trying to finish the rooms first at the same time. Definitely gonna have to revamp this area again. So yeah, let's be just clearing this out. And then I'm gonna go back in here and do a little bit of changing some stuff. Oh, not here. Other side. First thing we should do is put something in here to help us see a little bit better. It's not the lighting fixture I thought it was. That's better, because at least that I can kind of see with. Seems to clear out a lot more of this fog in here the more I do these like this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move some of these shelves around a little bit. Just for a little, just a bit. That way it's easy to get from one area to another. So now we will begin to build some of our crafting stuff right here. Wow, it's that late already. Can't believe it. Smithy. Anvil. I'm gonna put it in this corner. Ancestral Forge. Don't need those. Fusion Forge. It has something to do with the forge. It's going to be in here. Excuse me. Refinement furnace. Furnace goes in here too. Advanced furnace would be nice to have in here too. But I don't think we're going to get lucky with the size of the place we have unless we block something or unless we move something. that's in there. We need in the other areas. The rest of that's for other areas. Good to know. Now, our forge is done. We will have to revamp our workshop a bit later. So, but for now, let's kind of just try to see what we can use in here. Now this can do all the stuff we need to do. Any ores it'll process for us. Spectral dust and silver ore. That's what we need, what you want to call it there, the dark steel. Silver ingots to actually, you know, get to the next spot. With some of those moving, here we want to finish building some walls for now. But we have to finish the floor first, so... Okay, now that we're kind of in a bind, I want to try to finish moving some of this stuff around in here.
I cannot build here.
So, building the alchemy room flooring right now. Kind of saves ourselves some time. There, that part is now added on to well enough. So, just have to split these rooms a little bit better. So, flooring. Workshop. These two are part of the workshop floor. Probably have to, is it possible to expand out another spot over here? Have to check and see, but I don't think that it is. I think, yeah, it looks not to be. Alchemy doesn't need to be that big even, because there's not much to that. Technically, we only really need that much as alchemy, even that's being a little generous.
This will not work. I
Excuse
cannot
me in my
build here.
particulars, but I like things to look a certain way, and the way it was not looking the right way for me.
This will not work.
Better. So, now that we've built that, this being the workshop, we should be able to put stuff like this in here, this in here. Okay, it is accessible that way, good. This should be able to go like right here. Technically I could throw a little bit of everything in here, but we want this in here too. I suppose we could throw one of these or a couple of these in here. Now, the thing I've learned with this game is some of these items are better to have multiple of, because with one only working, it can only work on a certain amount of things at a time, and with multiples, it tends to work out better, because you get stuff made faster, but it also eats through a lot of your materials faster. So it's basically about a give and a take kind of deal. Now it's a full room, the way it should be. Now in here, the workshop gets stuff like this in it as well. There are a few exceptions to my multiples. I tend to only try to keep one of those major sawmills in here, because I like to have multiples of things, certain things. I do intend to keep stuff moving. Gotta figure out where's this thing on this, so I'm gonna put one of these out here for right now. Okay, so you can access it by looking at it mainly from this side. Okay. Oof, excuse me. Access it better from looking at it like this. Vermin's Nest is not for this area. This is a workshop item. Because I don't have anything really in the open. But oh yes, I forgot. I forgot some of these had different like styles or alterations of the same thing. So yes, I want to be kind of as close as I can on that, so I can just go. This something I don't mind putting one of in every room. Because every room is practically going to need one of these. It's called the Devourer because it'll take the unused gear that you don't want and it turns it into usable resources. This can go practically in any room, so I ain't worried about what it is right now. But yes, where it is anyway, I don't mind. Here, because we built the workshop, this technically has to become a small alchemy chamber right here. Practically for alchemy, it's rather ridiculously small in comparison to everything else. Oh, so that's what I was working on. There we go. Good to know. Put those in there. Put these in there. We'll deal with them pretty quickly. That's working on that. These, oh, did I put them? I did put them backward. Those are working on that. Those are working on them. That work on that. Bench. Barrel disguise. That's funny. There's only one thing I really want to build right now, but I don't have the materials to do that. Is it? There's only one type of armor that's better than what we have. And we kind of just have to grin and bear it till we can get to it and make it. So the type of armor we have is unique, but it's not the absolute best. There's another form of the same armor that has better. Gotta try to remember where it's at and how to build it, but I ain't too worried about that right now. That's starting to build stuff for us. Those are working in our favor. Simple bench. La-di-da. Doesn't do as much good. I ain't too worried about it right now. I have other stuff to attend to. Example, this room is important. There's a wall missing. Yeah, it seems pretty kind of small in comparison to everything else. There is a reason that is. Because all these do not work with it. There's just one or maybe even two things that do. I've never really tried the vermin nest in here, but I'm not even going to bother with it because I don't think it's worth the effort. The only real thing that works in here is the corresponding table, an alchemy table. That's technically it. That's all we use it for. It's kind of mundane and petite in comparison, but really, that's all it's really used for. Unlike everything else that we use space in our castle for. And yes, I do intend to go up 10 feet high, whatever have you, you know, if you're wondering. When I first started playing the game, I built a simple castle in the middle of nowhere, and it took me forever to unlock the normal castle walls that I just use sparingly here. Because all these walls are castle walls. In the beginning, you're given, like, it takes forever to unlock any sort of building material or building things, and you don't even get palisade walls for, like, ever. You have to unlock everything, one thing at a time. So the purpose of this stream right now is just basically to get our castle started, show off as much as we can on the powers and abilities to have fun with. Maybe get ourselves a servant or two. I don't intend to fully overload our castle just yet. I intend to try to do that as sparingly as possible, just to say. These random creatures are just trying to attack us anyhow. Alright, so we got the treasury, the workshop, the forge, the alchemy lab, the tailor's room isn't all that necessary either. It does have a little more to it. Than the other places do, but I was wondering why I was building with red. I don't like red usually. Is there a staircase there? Because it seems to go down there. Seems there is. There is indeed. Okay. Let's see if that's part of our territory down below or not. Don't think it is. It says it's outside our territory. But straight one, gotcha. Curious. Okay, that is outside of our territory. Good to know. However, the staircase is not. There. Okay, so now with that flooring set, that was our tailor flooring. We want a jewelry chamber one. Actually, I should just add those two. You know what? A crypt we don't even use, so I'm just putting that down for that. So that I can quickly make a small room for the crypt. Because in truth, we don't even use the crypt for anything, really. There, so now all I have to do is add a door here and 2 extra walls in to make a smaller room right here to separate the crypt. I might as well just build the damn crypt whilst I'm at it. Because all we use the crypt for is a tomb, which we don't even use for anything. It's to spawn some small enemies we can kill later on, and we get some small use of materials. It makes things a little more accessible. That's about it. And in here, this is our tailor room. The loom can get useful out of it. We do need an advanced loom, actually, more than a regular one, so I'll put 2 of those down anyway. Could put the paper press down technically, but it really doesn't matter where it is because it doesn't make much of a difference. Need a tailoring bench. Technically we could throw an artisan table down in here too, but really what would be the point of that? Paper press we could use though in here, so that's where I'm putting it. You know what, something else that might be more practical to use, even though it's not in the right room to be in. If I can fit it in here, I am still going to. No, I can't fit it in there, damn it. Because this would be far more useful in a spot like that. You know what, we do have an extra spot here we can use for one, which is okay with me. So that gives me the availability to do this. Starts producing stuff for us there. Planks and sawdust. So I put the cursed wood in there. This one's gonna get the other stuff to grind up. Just because I want to use both of them. Not just sit there and wait for one. Filled with all the goodies. Click on here. Silver, fish storage, coin storage. No coin storage available or needed. That can go in here for the time being. Armor to deposit, weapons to deposit. Materials. Gem storage. Alright, with that stuff producing things to help us for the time being, and the moon now up. What's in our territory still? So right there, for right here is where our territory stops. So we have rooms for everything but we now need our gem jeweler's spots built. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Gonna clear these out. We do prison, library, and then we can do everything else after that. So. Put the door to the extra there. Now then, with that, we should build a prison right around here, so it's practically a lot smaller. We really don't need a hell of a lot. Sure, we'll use the prison far more than the other stuff, but don't need it too fancy.
I cannot build here.
Oh, it's already got a spot on it. Okay.
I cannot build here.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Prison walls room built. Now that we have the prison walls up, we have to just look for the thing for that. Prison cells.
This will not work.
sure I can get around it the whole way. Yes. It's a small prison, but that's why I can make 2 floors. As long as we have a base repeat. A spot, a starting spot on there. So we just gotta build a library.
This will not work.
6, 7, 8,
I cannot build here.
9, 8. That large either, because truth be told, it's not used for much of nothing. But as long as I have one substandard size, I should be good. So I just kind of want to do this real quick, so we have it quick and easy. Don't really put anything in the library. Why we have it is probably just for anesthetics, shits and giggles, whatever they do. Else we can just build under this castle flooring should be.
This will not work. I cannot build here.
Time is in a minute. I think I've been going at it for a little while. Just maybe an hour, almost 2. but it's not a bad game once you actually get started and get somewhere, really. It's practically just a hurry to, this point in the game where you have to just kind of build, slowly grow yourself, get your powers open.
I cannot build here.
It takes a lot of effort to do that part.
This will not work. This will not work. I cannot build here.
So for right now, with that in mind, I'm going to just quickly add this room here and start to try and build a second floor shortly. Start building the second floor. Kind of deal.
This will not work. I cannot build here. This will not work.
So yeah, I want to start trying to build this the same way I've been building
This
the rest
will
of it.
not work.
In stages. It's just it takes so
This
much
will
more
not
time
work.
to just try to build it outright. For right now, we just want to build it in stages so we don't have to think too much on it. Right now, I kind of just want to build a spot for our character to rest in. I think that's probably going to be where I call it a night, I guess. Let's see what our stream time is at right now. Yeah, just under 2 hours. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you tune in again for another episode of Vrising. If you like to watch this, you can always like, comment, and subscribe and ask for more. See you all in the next episode. Bye.